Cambodia everyone. This is Pema and I've been in Canada for 3 years now, and for the past few years I've been receiving hundreds and thousands of the inquiries from outside of the Canada regarding the immigration process, and also once you're done with the study, about the work permit and the pros and cons of living as an international student, job opportunities, and many more. This is my first video to help more people who are not able to connect me directly, and moving forward I will share the useful videos frequently in my channel, and please support me by subscribing, sharing, commenting on this video to help the YouTube algorithm to reach more people so that they get those informations. If you are planning to come to Canada, or if you are already here and wanted to know more about the life hacks, this channel is for you. If you don't have anyone in Canada who can share the information with you, or if you need any help regarding the Canada, then watch this video and follow me. I will share everything for you. One of the most question that I get from the people is about the immigration process. As we know that currently majority of the people from, especially from my country, the Bhutan, it's, I should say, around 90% they go to Australia, and then few people go to US as well as other country, and then some people come here in Canada as well. I think mainly it's because people are not really aware of what the Canada offers for the immigrants, and also since very less people here in Canada from our country, maybe that's the main reason that most of the people they opt for the Australia for now. So for now I will share briefly on the how the immigration process works regarding the Canada. The immigration process to come to Canada as an international student is not that hard, and the process is very simple, I should say. I'm saying this because I helped a few people with the visa process, and I personally know how the process works. Regarding the work permit after the study permit, currently, if you study for less than 2 years program, then you will be eligible for durations of the study. And if you study more than 2 years, then you will be eligible for 3 years of postgraduate work permit. That's why I always recommend people to study for at least 2 years so that you get a 3 years of work permit. If you wish to stay more than 3 years of 3 years after the work permit, then and want to apply for the permanent residency, which is similar to the green card in the USA, to stay longer here, then you can work in a skilled job for a year, and then you'll be eligible to apply for the PR. There are different schemes to become a permanent residency or PR here in Canada, and for now the most prominent one is the Express Entry program. I will share that details about that program in another video to understand how you can become the permanent residency here in Canada. Now moving to the next most common questions that I get is regarding the job opportunities. So in the end, it's all about a job and the money, right? So most people have the concern on that one. There's one wrong conceptions and rumors back home about the people not getting the jobs here in Canada. I've been living here for more than 2 years, and I can see there are a lot of opportunities, and I don't see people not getting jobs. But there are a few things that you need to know and get to know the culture and systems to get the job you want, right? Those are you can ask for referrals from someone, or get help from your friends or family, or submit your applications through online websites and go to the job agent office to get your first job. When I arrived in Canada for the first time as well, I don't have anyone known, so because of that one, I also got my first job through the online websites called Indeed. I will share about that job website link under the video. This topic is very important, broad. I will share in another video on how you can make your resume to the standard North American standard, and how you can get your first job, because I have a few people with finding the jobs, and when I check their resume, I should say that at 100% it really sucks, because most of the people, they don't research and they use the resume that you use back home. So here, like, you have to use the resume the stand of here itself, and you have to make in a very proper way, in a professional way. So I will like share that one in another video, like how you can make your resume professionally with the standard of here. Now let's talk about money. So that's like most important thing for everyone, right? So like one of the like most questions that I get is about like the money, so the dollar amount like each person makes or per hour, per annually. When answering these questions, I always advise people that earning purely depends on the type of the job wants to and the positions they work for, in particular kind of the company they work for, because depending on those factors, people earn different amounts of money per hour or annually. Opportunities here in Canada is very diverse, and the people work different jobs, and the different amounts and they earn different amounts depending on the job. But if I share like the minimum wage in Ontario province where I live, it's $15.50 per hour. But the different provinces also different wage system, and also I mentioned most people earn more than the minimum wage depending on their work. For example, according to the government of Canada website, the minimum wage for the teacher in Ontario is $25 per hour, and the maximum it can go up to $54 per hour. Similarly, minimum wage for like, for example, like if you are like a software engineer here in Canada, then you earn the minimum around $28, but the highest can go up to 72 per hours or even more depending on the experience and the company. Wow. Canada is the most diverse country in the world, and according to the recent study, more than 23% of the populations are immigrants, which counts up to like 8 million people. The opportunities are given equal to everyone, unlike other countries here, and you can strive for what you want once you reach here and once you're done with the study. But definitely there will be challenges and hardships in the initial stages, but there are many people who are working in their free jobs and they are doing very well here. What I find one fascinating and good thing here is if you're willing to learn, and if you wanted to be someone, you can become that someone given you have put the effort and you have followed the right directions. Because as I mentioned before, opportunities here in like Canada is like given to equal to everyone without any discrimination, irrespective of where you're coming from, your color, your age, gender. So that's like one thing that I really liked here, because one can strive really hard to become like what one wanted, right? So that's the best thing that, as I mentioned, I like about Canada. Another question that I get is now that you have started earning the money, once you're here, next question is whether you can able to pay back the fees with the money that you earned while doing a part-time job, and also if you have like coming together with your dependent and like dependent work full-time, right? So together whether you'll be able to pay the fees or not. As most international students study in the postgraduate programs instead of going for the master due to the fees difference, and it has the same value here, like in terms of getting the work permit and everything. If you study for 2 years of program, then each year you have to pay around, in terms of the Canadian dollar, you have to pay around like 18 to 20,000 Canadian dollar, which is equivalent to around 1 million in Bhutanese currency. If you come as a single, and if you are able to pay the 1 year tuition fees from back home, and then if you're not obliged to pay back within 1 year to someone the money that you have borrowed or the money that you have, then you'll be able to sustain. Otherwise it might be a little bit difficult for you, because being single and here in Canada, like the studies are very serious and you have to focus on the study. If there's a class, then you have to go to the class, and then and also as an international student, currently you can work like 40 hours, but normally you can work only 20 hours. So if that's the case, then even though like you are allowed to work more, but then because of this study, like you have to go to the class, right? And because of that one, like you don't get a time. So because of that one, you will be doing a part-time jobs, and it will be a little bit difficult if you come as a single, and then if you have to manage the fees and together. But then it's not really like impossible thing, you can able to do it. And regarding like if you come as in together, as in like husband and wife, then for the couple I should say like there shouldn't be any issues, because for me as well, I came with my wife, and when I was studying she worked full-time, and then for the first semester it was a little bit difficult, but then after that one we are able to manage, and like we couldn't face any issues after that one. Okay, now the next common questions that I get is about the living expenses. So as we know, like it's not about like how much you make, right? It's about like how much you spend, and in the end like how much you keep. So that's very important. And I used to get that questions like so many questions from the people. And when it comes to like living expenses, the main thing is I should say that it's a house rent. But then I like when I ask to people with the different cities in different countries, like in the major like big cities, it's almost the same. Like currently the house rent, especially in the major cities like here in Canada as well, like the Toronto and Vancouver, it's very expensive I should say, but then it's manageable until until you are done with the study. When we are studying, most international students, they stay on sharing basis, and the people are able to manage without like much issues. Other than house rent, from my experience, like the groceries and other bills are very reasonable comparing to the income that we get. One more thing, the car insurance is also like bit expensive here if you're owning a car, depending on the location, the risk area, because the insurance is all about the risks. But the bus service and transits are very reliable here, and you don't need to own a car if you don't need that car like much necessary. And like say for example, like if you're working from home, or if you are living near to the bus, or if you're living near to the transit system like the train or subway, I think the car is not that necessary as well. The last thing I want to talk today is about the permanent residency. Most of the people coming in Canada are looking for the long-term goals, and they usually get a PR once they're done with their study, and once they worked here for like 1 year, and then they finally settle here. Like coming to Canada is like too much money in a short period of time, but it's about like playing a long game, and something that you're building your professional career here. Also, like the most people since currently choose the Australia as in like their destination, and like whenever I talk to someone, I used to get like lots of questions regarding comparisons between Australia and Canada. I mean to say, since I haven't been to Australia and I haven't worked there, I cannot comment anything on the Australia. If you are listening to this, definitely there are so many people there, and like best thing is like you can ask someone there if you have any friends or families. And another thing is like there are so many informations in the internet now, like especially like the Google and YouTube, so you can definitely research from there, and then you can make the decisions. What I can comment is only about like Canada, because since I've been here and I've been living here for, as I mentioned before, like more than 3 years, so I know how things works here, and I will share my experience regarding Canada. Personally, for me and my wife, we are very happy with the decision that we made to come here in Canada, because before coming here, like we did a lot of research and analysis with regards to everything, like the job opportunity, the future career, and the things that we are looking for, because it's in the end, like whatever you do, if something that which you are doing makes you happy, that's all. So for us, we are very happy. So both of us like started a professional career here, and we don't have any regrets. And like me personally, I'm working in like one of the financial institutions bank, and my wife works in one of the insurance company, and like both of us work from home. So and we are very lucky to like get those jobs as well. To be honest, come to Canada if you want to like build your professional career and live longer here, like by getting a PR. Yearly the government of Canada is inviting like more than like 400,000 people as in PR itself. And then recently I read a news saying that in the last year the government of Canada has like invited, or like they have accepted more than like 500,000 international students. So there are many people interested, and that there are so many people who are coming here either through the permanent residency directly from outside, or like through as an international student. So definitely there's an opportunity, but then there's also challenges. So yeah, definitely it's up to you which country to choose. And the decision is yours. So in the end, you are the one who decide the future. And I hope this video, or I hope this information may help if you are planning to come here and to make the better decisions for you and your family. Please comment if you have any questions or any specific topics that you need me to cover in my upcoming videos. I really wanted to hear from your the views, and also if you want to know anything, then definitely I will check, and then whenever I get a good time, I will share my experience with you all. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Touch the